unboxing.
This is like Christmas morning, huh?
We have packing paper in this one. Ooh.
This is a moving box full to the brim. Vintage paperbacks.
So far, I see sci-fi, World War I and II and III, Aliens, sci-fi.
Some big franchises here too. We got Mars Attacks, paperbacks, probably released in the 90s.
Ray
I haven't done
Bradbury.
much research. No, that's Victor Coman. He just does a review on top.
Yes. And then,
The novelizations of Planet of the Apes.
of course.
Love those movies. I always rewatch them every few years. They're
Yeah,
just
I do
such
too.
great
I grew up on
political science fiction thrillers.
it. Then,
Russell's trying to put the Planet of the Apes novelizations together. Let's see.
from
this
what
testament.
I remember, then you have Escape
Put them
from
in
the Planet of
sequential
the
order
Apes,
then.
Battle for the Planet of the Apes, Conquest for the Planet of the Apes. This was the last one because
No.
they blew up.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. They blew up.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes is the sequel. That's when they go underground, or the
This
Forbidden
isn't
Zone.
this isn't the second one.
Yes, it is. Then Escape, I'm pretty sure. And then Battle, and then Conquest, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I always get Battle and Conquest a little wrong. I know Michael Avallone wrote this one. Great writer, wrote a bunch of horror books, including The Satan Sleuth. But it doesn't look like he wrote any of the others, I don't believe. No, they got a different guy every time. John Jakes, wow. John Jakes did that one. Interesting. And then, of course, the originals by the French writer Pierre Boulet. L. Ron Hubbard series. This is one you run into a lot. He is essentially the inventor of Scientology, the famous Hollywood Scientology. He was like the godfather of Scientology. But he was also a prolific writer of sci-fi back in the day. I think he died in the 80s. He's been dead for a while, but he's still obviously super influential. Found 1 and 2 in the series, so now the stack is complete. Unless it goes past 10, but... So we got 3 volumes of an Orson Scott Card, the writer of Ender's Game series. Speaker for the Dead, The Call of the Earth, and The Ships of the Earth. From Tor. Check out this copy of The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I think he wrote this in the 20s or something, but this is very influential on the pulp world. And I love this cover. Look at that. Pyramid Royal. We got the dinosaurs. This is what Michael Crichton named his sequel to Jurassic Park. He named it Lost World. So it's about the prehistoric island that's discovered. Very cool. Give us your raw reactions.
My first reaction is Thundercats when I saw that.
You're a big Thundercats guy.
I'm a big Thundercats guy. I grew up in that era. This looks like, what's that guy's name with the blonde hair? And
Fabio. He was actually a model for a lot of the romance novels.
This one I want.
The Planet of the Apes. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not happening, but okay.
Yeah, okay, whatever. So there's
Ghoster
Ghoster.
and Cobra Strike. Timothy Zahn, he wrote the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Sci-fi writer. Another popular one. More modern guy. Check out this weird cover, guys. Star Hunters Volume 2 from David Drake.
Hardcover's $1.
We got humanoid lions, things hunting men, and he's dragging off a man. It's very violent.
It's very violent.
We probably have the first one in this
Yeah.
stack somewhere.
This is weird when I looked this book up, and the cover on this book and the cover over here on the internet is totally in reverse. And so is the doorway's different. That's the only difference.
Yeah, she's on the right side and he's on the left, and on this one it's like mirrored. Hold up, move your thumb. That's the doctor. More like a wizard. Oh, this ace double, sweet. If you flip it, there's another one on the other side. Different
Oh,
novel.
wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Highly collectible. And then on the first side, that's a book by Marion Bradley Zimmer, a famous writer. So touching on the ace doubles again, a lot of these were compiled from either the pulps or different science fiction magazine digests where they do the short stories, and they weren't big enough to be the full-length novel version. So Ace, one of the premier publishers from back in the day, from 1952 to like the late 70s, they did these Ace doubles, and it's called the Tet Besh format, where you flip it like this and it comes the right side up inverted, and you got your book on this side and you got your book on that side. They did genres like science fiction. I even saw sword and sorcery and different fantasy, but primarily science fiction. I think they even did westerns, but I don't run into the westerns too often. And so, highly collectible for their uniqueness. Not too rare. You run into them from time to time. There's even some bookstores that'll have, like, I know our local bookstore has like a whole bookshelf just full of them. I try to grab different ones that appeal to me and
This
whatnot.
is a book by Robert Sheckley, and as you see, it has 13 stories of the beings who dwell on the strange borders of reality. And this book is
So it's an anthology,
yeah, kind of.
Okay.
And there's 13
but
different
they're all by
stories.
him. His short stories.
Well, some
Or
of
there's
them.
other authors.
I believe they're all by him. Robert Sheckley is a short storyteller. First collection of his stories is shrewdly calculated to win him a large public still.
Oh, I see. So yeah, it is all his works collected into one.
Mm-hmm. I actually like this book. I would like to buy this from you.
Okay, we'll go over that later. I am.
That means no.
Originally, I was an anthology collector.
So what do explain to, I'm not saying I know everything and I don't, because I want to know this as well. Explain to me not in a broad view, but in a summary, what do you say, anthology?
Anthology.
Anthology. Explain to me what that is.
So that's just a term to define in writing a collection of short stories that are put into one subject or one book. Usually it has a theme, or it could be one author, like in this case, this is Robert Sheckley's anthology of different short stories, or they could be connective, like ghost books, or like cemetery hauntings, and it'll be like 13 different tales from authors.
Or it could be Bigfoot, or they find a werewolf or something like that.
That's how I got into collecting these books too, is because I came from the
books like this.
Is the short story section. I like short stories, but now I'm more into novels and nonfiction. But
and I was looking at these other two books that I want to put up here too, since we've got this on. It's called Chronospace by Alan Steele. It's kind of a time book, like you're in a spaceship, times past, forward, and whatnot. Now this
collector, this is all from one guy's collection that I got, John. He was definitely into sci-fi, but particularly time travel and historical novels. And here's another example of that hidden in this.
Which, this is why this caught my eye. I mean, this is something that blows scientists' mind is time travel. That's why they did what the were they freezing people for their future? They got a
Yeah, a lot of great plot lines involve time travel for sure.
Another book that caught my attention was this book by Thomas M. Dish called The Genocides. I was reading the back and it says Fields of Fear. That's if you look, there's these little holes of people picking out, and there's one in the ground and things like that. So this is all underground.
It's so primitive.
This is not above ground. This is below.
And yet tantalizing the way that they're peeking out of like the little holes.